The man accidentally saw his girlfriend's disability certificate, so he decided to break up with his girlfriend. The girlfriend kept explaining that this was a fake certificate just to get welfare, but the man knew very well that this disability certificate was not fake at all. The certificate said mental retardation. This proved that his girlfriend was actually mentally retarded. He found it difficult to accept for a while. Then he turned around and left without saying a word. He left his girlfriend there without saying goodbye. Shanying didn't understand what happened. She thought her boyfriend had just left temporarily, but she waited there until the evening. The boyfriend didn't come back to find her. The next day, Shanying met her boyfriend Zhengfan on the street. She happily ran to her boyfriend and told him that she missed him very much. Colleagues were surprised that Zhengfan actually had a girlfriend secretly. Because he was afraid that his colleagues would know that his girlfriend was mentally retarded. Zhengfan dragged Shanying to a deserted place.
아니 그 정도로 머리가 안 좋아? 남자가 갑자기 연락을 끊으면 헤어지자는 거야. 모르겠어?
Shanying didn't understand why her boyfriend suddenly changed his mind. She naively thought that he was just arguing with her. She wanted to reconcile with her boyfriend, so she handed over the gift she had carefully prepared. But he didn't accept it and he waved and knocked over the gift box. Before leaving, he said that they would never meet again in the future. Shanying is already 19 years old. Although she looks normal, she suffers from congenital intellectual disability. Her mental state is actually only 7 years old, so she can't get along with people of the same age. People of the same age would call her a fool. She has a group of friends who are not too old and a mother who loves her very much. She has no father since she was a child and her mother raised her alone. Her mother opened a flower and plant shop on the street. Although life is hard, it is still warm. On this day, Sangyung met a man on the street. The man, who was pretending to be a doll, was surrounded by a group of children. Her heartbeat began to speed up. This man was like the fairy tale prince in her imagination. Sangyung didn't know that the man had noticed her. This man was called Zhengfan. She was a traffic policeman in this area. Zhengfan often saw Shanying on the street. He was attracted by Shanying's beauty. On this day, the traffic lights at the intersection were abnormal. Shanying stood in the middle of the road, at a loss. Zhengfan rushed in front of her. Zhengfan lied that in order to perform his duties, he would need to call later to confirm whether Shanying was safe. Shanying gave him her mobile phone number. At the same time, she was also very happy about this unexpected encounter. Shanying would share her joy with her best friend. It was at this time that Zhengfan called to invite her to dinner together in the evening, so she went to the restaurant with her best friend. So the three of them went on a strange date. Zhengfan was surprised that Shanying spoke like a child. He would ask her why her pronunciation was so strange. Her best friend would help to conceal it. She explained that Shanying grew up abroad. After a while, Shanying began to date Zhengfan alone. She would start to learn to ride a bicycle. Zhengfan would help her hold the bicycle steady from behind. But when going downhill, Shanying fell to the ground because of nervousness. Just then, the disability certificate in Shanying's bag fell out. Zhengfan realized that Shanying was actually a woman with intellectual disabilities. He could not accept that his girlfriend was mentally retarded for a while. He immediately had the idea of breaking up in his mind. At this time, Shanying did not know that her boyfriend had decided to leave her. The boyfriend accidentally discovered that his new girlfriend was mentally retarded. He immediately thought of breaking up. He left without looking back. And his girlfriend waited there until the sun went down. Shanying's intelligence was actually only that of a 7-year-old. In her world, she just thought that she had done something to make Zhengfan angry. The next day, she brought a gift to Zhengfan, but Zhengfan knocked over her gift and left. Shanying chased him unwillingly. There were many cars on the street at that time. Shanying, who had not yet fully learned to ride a bike, fell down. Zhengfan ran over and started to scold her. With Shanying's 7-year-old IQ, she couldn't understand the current situation at all. She didn't understand why Zhengfan suddenly didn't like her anymore. At night, when eating, Shanying stuffed rice into her mouth like crazy. Mom asked her what happened, but she didn't stop what she was doing. Mom couldn't help but get angry.
말을 해야 할 거 아니야. 무슨 일인지 말을 해야 엄마가 알 거 아니냐고. 차상은 엄마 똑바로 보고 왜 이러는지 얘기 좀 해봐. 어?
먹어도 또 먹어도 배가 고픈데 어떡해. 여기까지 꽉 찼으면 좋겠어. 여기가 다 없어진 것 같아서 너무 자고 싫어, 엄마.
In fact, Zhengfan on the other side was also suffering. He thought for a long time. He gradually figured out his feelings for Shanying. Love is patience and tolerance. If you really like Shanying, even if she is mentally retarded, I can tolerate her. That day, Zhang Bam found Sangyung again. In Shanyung's world, it seemed that playing with her was the best way to reconcile. After that, they started dating again. That night, their relationship seemed to be going a step further. But the mother suddenly came back and interrupted them. The mother slapped him after seeing this. In fact, there were other reasons for the mother's emotional loss. Before going home, the mother went to the hospital. She was diagnosed with advanced cancer. She was a widow and had a mentally retarded daughter. But after she raised her daughter with great difficulty, her life was about to end. No one could accept all this calmly. That night, the mother took Sang-young to the rooftop. Finally, the neighbors came to enlighten them. The neighbors' words calmed the mother down. So the next day, Mom started preparing things that Sang-ying would need in the future. At this time, Sang-ying didn't know that her mother was sick. She was still angry because her mother chased her boyfriend away last night.
피자 아줌마 말대로 엄마는 모진년이야.
As time goes by, and her mother still quietly packed her things every day. That day, her mother found Zhengfan. She was not sure whether Zhengfan really loved Sang-ying. She told Zhengfan that my daughter had a neurological disorder. Although she seemed to be able to live a normal life now, she was very likely to get sick in the future. It would cost a lot of medical expenses at that time. If you can't accept such a future, leave my daughter. Love is a burst of hormones. Zhengfan was not sure whether his love for Sang-ying was strong enough to ignore the unknown future. After that, her mother's illness became more and more serious. And Sang-ying gradually realized that her mother would die soon. She made a decision in his heart. She wanted her mother to see that she could live alone. The daughter who only has the intelligence of a 7-year-old learned that her mother had cancer. She decided in her heart to let her mother see that she can live independently. She wanted to break up with her boyfriend Zhengfan, who she had just started dating, because she knew that she seemed to be a burden to Zhengfan. She knew in her heart that Zhengfan loved her. On this day, Sang-ying took the initiative to break up with Zhengfan. I am always half a beat slower than others. I want to be the same as others. But for some reason, my brain seems to be unable to catch up with my body. My brain stops working when I am with you. You will take good care of me like my mother. But this will also make me forget how to take care of myself. Let's meet again when I become a normal person. She started to learn to ride a bicycle by herself. This time, no one helped her. When her mother was discharged from the hospital, she would show her mother the box she had packed. The box contained various daily necessities. But she would tell her mother that she was still missing a pot of vanilla. In fairy tales, vanilla can fulfill any wish. But because the vanilla field was too far from home, Sang-ying had not had time to pick it. Mom hugged her with relief and said, "My daughter has finally grown up." But just as they were hugging, Sang-ying found that her mother had lost a lot of hair. She was not surprised or collapsed like before. She quietly hid her hair in the pillow. At night, Mom lay weakly on the bed. It seemed that she would fall asleep in the next second. Sang-ying didn't want her mother to fall asleep. She wants to take her mother to pick herbs. She wanted to use the herbs to make a wish for her mother to stay forever. She took her mother on a bicycle, but she didn't know that her mother had stopped breathing until she was tripped by a stone. She and her mother fell on the side of the road. She apologized to her mother and tried to help her mother up, but after trying many times, her mother didn't stand up again. Her mother always taught her to get up where she fell. Now she did it. But mother couldn't stand up anymore. 3 years later, Sang-ying wished she fulfilled her promise to her mother in Zhengfan. Although she still has the IQ of a 7-year-old, she can now live completely independently. She has started looking for a job and has successfully passed the interview. She was walking on the street when she suddenly saw a kite with a vanilla pattern flying in the sky. The man who had been waiting for her to return to normal was at the other end of the kite string. This is a story about growth, family affection, and love. Growth is silent and seems to happen at a certain moment. That moment may be the departure of the person you love most. It may also be a heart-wrenching love, but those moments of growth often make people unwilling to experience them again.